Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cartoon. In this video, I will show you how I made my blossom puff dress without a serger. So let's get started. For this dress, I used 3 meters of cotton fabric and about 2 meters of white viscose fabric as lining. First, I cut the fabric for the top parts, both for the bodice and the lining. This is the measurement for the top tube, or you can download the pattern from the link below. Now I'm going to stitch all the pieces by using French seam technique. First, pin the fabric wrong sides facing each other. Then stitch the seams about 5 millimeters. Trim the seams to 3 millimeters. Next, press every seam and flip the fabric wrong side out. Press every seam again. Then sew 1 centimeter seam allowance on the wrong side of the fabric. Now we've got the nice French seams. I ironed every seam again by placing the 2 front seams towards the chest and 2 side seams towards the back as shown here. I did everything the same for the lining, but I top stitched about 1 millimeter on the seam allowance. This will be the right side and this will be the wrong side. Now it's time to cut the fabric for the sleeves and the ruffles. You can also find the print pattern from the same link below. I used 6 cm wide mesh lace. I also applied French seam technique to stitch the seams together. Then top stitch the seam 1 mm. Next, I sewed a rolled hem of the sleeve ruffles as shown here. Then I stitched the lace to the ruffles. For the top of the sleeve, I pressed and sewed along the raw edge with 5 mm seam allowance. Then trim back the raw edge of the hem as close as to the line of sewing. Next, fold about 1 cm over the hemline and sew. Next, I inserted an elastic to the seam of the sleeve and ruffle. Stitch the sleeve seams by using French seam technique. Now we have the sleeves. Coming back to the top two, I sewed the front bodice and the lining by facing wrong sides of the fabric together, as I used French seam technique to stitch every part together. Next, I pinned the sleeve to the bodice by placing the right sides together, and the seams will be aligned together as shown. Pin the lining to the bodice and sew about 5 mm. Press the seams and sew 1 cm seam allowance on the wrong side of the fabric. Now the top part is done. Time to make the skirt. The width of the skirt that I used is the measurement of my waist multiplied by 3. The total length of my skirt is 45 cm. Then gather the skirt. Next, sew a rolled hem on the bottom of the skirt. Now attach the skirt to the bodice by using French seam technique. For the lining skirt, I made a full circle skirt following this instruction. Then attach the lining pieces together by using French seam technique again. Next, I inserted an elastic into the top of the sleeves. and close the gaps. Finally, insert an invisible zipper. You can sew a rolled hem on the edge of the fabric, but I was too lazy to do that again, so I used a serger. Pin the zipper on the right side of the fabric. The right side of the bodice and the lining will be facing each other, and the zipper will be in the middle. Now change to a regular presser foot and complete the seam by following the last stitching line. And the dress is done. Thank you for watching. I hope you like this video, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.
On dit.